Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Claudia Monticelli, also known as Christelle Martinet, and I'm going to channel today. I'm actually thrilled to have you here today because in this session, we're going to embark on a unique spiritual journey as we pay tribute to an individual who has touched countless lives through his work and personal story. But before I dive in, I wanted to take a moment to explain the different forms of mediumship and the approach I use in these sessions. There basically are two or three main types of mediumship. There's physical mediumship, mental mediumship, and deep trance mediumship. Now, physical mediumship involves when you're in the presence of the medium enabling spiritual entities to manifest physically. And so this can include a range of phenomena that occurred, such as voices that are heard, or touches, the spirit touches persons in the session, or even the appearance of the spirit itself. It often requires a lot of energy and specific conditions to occur successfully. And clearly in a video for YouTube, this is not possible. The second is mental mediumship, which is what I practice. It involves communicating with spirits mentally. In this form of mediumship, I receive messages, thoughts, and impressions from the spiritual world through my mind. And these communications can come in the form of words or images, feelings, or even direct knowledge and direct knowing. Mental mediumship allows for a more subtle and personal communication with the spirits we seek to communicate with. And this is what I practice here in order to record the session. Then the last is the deep trance mediumship, which is a state where a medium completely lets go and allows the spirit to talk through them. And obviously I couldn't do that on a video. I couldn't record it as well. So in order to be able to offer you a recording of the session, I'll be exclusively focusing on mental mediumship to connect with the spirit of Matthew Perry, an individual who brought joy and laughter to so many through his iconic role as Chandler Bing on Friends. The aim here is to honor his memory, to gain insights from his journey, something that we haven't read in the press, and perhaps hear any messages that he and his spirit may wish to share with us. Before I begin the session, just let me give you a few words of introduction to Matthew Perry for those of you who do not know him. Perry was born in 1969 in Massachusetts, in Williamstown, Massachusetts. He made a lasting impact through, like I said, his portrayal of Chandler Bing, whose quick wit and self-deprecating human resonated deeply with audiences worldwide. It mirrored really what Matthew Perry was really like in real life. And beyond Chandler, Matthew was a versatile actor who appeared in numerous films and TV shows such as Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, also on The Whole Nine Yards, and on The West Wing. His talent and comic and comedic timing were unmatched, earning him a special place in the hearts of fans everywhere. Away from the screen, of course, as we know, for those of you who have read the press, Matthew faced personal challenges, including struggles with addiction. He used his experiences to advocate for drug recovery programs and to help destigmatize addiction. His resilience, his courage were an inspiration to many. And he often spoke openly about his journey towards sobriety and his efforts to support others battling similar issues. He tragically passed away on October 28th, 2023, And so many people since his death have written to me. I can't tell you how many. Please channel his spirit. Please channel his spirit. But like I say to everyone who writes to me, I can knock on his spiritual door. But if he is unwilling to communicate to me through me, I can't do anything about it. Well, he has come of age, so to speak. His death, as was reported in the press, was due to the acute, and I quote, acute effects of ketamine. This really sparked essential conversations about substance use and mental health, topics that are often stigmatized and misunderstood. And through his legacy, Matthew continues to influence important discussions on these critical issues. So today, we aim to connect with his spirit, to honor his memory, most importantly, and perhaps gain insights from his journey on the other side as well. And as we embark on this spiritual endeavor, I ask that we all approach the session with open hearts, with respect and kindness. Now, I have to say that this segment of the video was the first segment was recorded after I had finished the rest, and I have to say it was a long segment, particularly long, because the issues that he seemed to want to communicate were lengthy. And it went on and on. And usually I mention to subscribers, I take a day out of my life, and because it takes so long to concentrate, and life happens during the course of these things. And so I pause the video and I give it a number, segment number 1, and then I come back and again start. And it usually takes the span of a day then to put it together and upload it. Well, this has taken more than that because of the many issues that he did want to communicate, and the how can I say it, suggestions, but also wisdom that only a spirit can bring forth. So let's begin. Let's begin. And I will be covering the screen with the YouTube thumbnail, like I tell everyone, so I can concentrate and I don't have to see myself on the screen. Now, I'll do that now and then get started. Many people ask me about memory, about my soul memory, and why and how it works. And yes, we do have a memory. It's sort of like a reel that we watch of our life. And from afar, it's possible to then not judge, not be judgmental, but to again view the process. My favorite, and this is what has been asked of me from so many people, my favorite memory from my time on the space, on the set of Friends, has to be the friendship, the camaraderie, and the genuine bonds that we formed while filming. There actually was one particular episode that had to do with Thanksgiving, the one and all with Thanksgivings, where we couldn't stop laughing between each individual take. Those moments of pure joy and laughter among friends are what I treasure the most as a memory from that period of working with Friends. But there is more. Playing Chandler Bing influenced my personal life and my career, because playing Chandler Bing was what you can say a double-edged sword. On the one hand, professionally, it opened countless doors and gave me a platform. It gave me a platform to express my talents as a comedian, my comedic talents. Personally, it sometimes blurred the lines between who I was and who Chandler was, which could be challenging, and it was challenging. However, it also allowed me to connect with millions of people on a deeply, deeply personal level. The continuous questions concerning my work with friends concern, well, who were you closest to? And do you still contact them in any way from the spiritual world? Is that possible? I was close to, particularly close to Courtney Cox. We had a bond. It was a unique bond, both on and off screen. And while I'm no longer physically present, I like to think that the connections that we made continue in spirit. And I know this to be true. Of course, the questions abound concerning my journey through addiction and recovery. The most challenging part was admitting to myself that I needed help, and then sticking to the plan and the path of recovery. For anyone who goes through this, you know it's a daily challenge, a daily battle. But the hardest step is truly the first step, acknowledging the problem, giving it a name, a problem that needs to be solved. And my greatest gift, I hope, here is some advice for those who currently struggle with addiction. Never, never, never be afraid to ask for help. Addiction comes in many forms: sexual addiction, substance abuse, alcoholism. There are so many different forms. But recovery, true recovery, is built on community and on support. Reach out to loved ones or professionals, and remember that it's okay to take things one at a time. My life was not all and always work. I take pride in achievements outside of my acting career. And my proudest achievement outside of acting was my work in advocating precisely for addiction recovery. Being able to use my experience to help others and raise awareness about such a critical issue gave my life deeper purpose. How can I be happy? How can I change my life? What can I do to shape my life in terms of happiness? These two are issues in the forefront, especially concerning those of you who have forms and are experiencing forms of addiction. My struggles with addiction taught me that happiness isn't something you find externally. This is the most important thing to bear in mind. If it's a state you cultivate within you, then you're on the right track. True happiness, and this is not a cliche, comes from being at peace with who you are, and also by helping others along your way. All of you, all of those who have supported me throughout my career, I want to thank each and every one of you, all my fans, for your unwavering support and love, your laughter, your encouragement, and your compassion have meant the world to me. Always remember to be kind to yourselves and to others. Your impact goes far beyond what you might realize. I often, even now, get bombarded with questions concerning regrets. Is there something you would have done differently in your life? Of course, like everyone, I have my regrets. I wish I had sought help earlier and been more open about my struggles. However, I was human, and I also believe that our mistakes shape us into who we are meant to become. This is what I'm saying, who we are meant to become. Every experience has its purpose. Every experience, good or bad, has its purpose. Of course, after I moved on, after I passed, there continue to be ongoing conversations about mental health and substance abuse that often, and many of these, were triggered by my passing. And I'm grateful that indeed my story has created this, has sparked essential conversations about mental health and substance abuse. And I want to say it loudly. These are critical issues that need more attention and more understanding. If my experiences can help break down stigmas and encourage just one, even just one person to seek help, then my journey has had meaning. When I was alive, I was often asked, what inspired you to become an advocate for drug recovery programs? It's easy to imagine that my own struggles with addiction and the knowledge that so many others face similar battles inspired me to become an advocate. I want to use my platform to raise awareness, to reduce stigma, and help others find the support they need. Knowing that I could potentially save lives by sharing this story, sharing my story when I was alive, gave me a profound sense of purpose. And this is the reason why I now came to have this conversation. I still believe I can influence people through my own experiences. How will my story influence future actors and those who are dealing with addiction is something I wonder now. I hope my story serves as a reminder that it's never, ever, never too late to seek help and make a positive change. Addiction does not discriminate, remember, but, and by that I mean it can happen to anyone, any color, any sex, anyone. It doesn't discriminate, but recovery is possible for everyone. I want future generations to see that vulnerability and seeking help are signs of strength and not weakness. When I was alive, many had asked and talked to me about my spirituality and my spiritual experiences or beliefs that I had during my lifetime. Spirituality played a significant role in my recovery process. While I was not traditionally religious, I found solace in mindfulness, in meditation, and the idea of a higher power guiding me through difficult times. These practices helped me stay grounded and connected to something greater than myself. Sometimes friends or even acquaintances who I knew little would ask me, what are your favorite hobbies or activities outside of acting? Well, outside of acting, I loved when I was alive, I loved playing tennis, which was a passion of mine since I was a child. I also enjoyed writing and spent a lot of time working on screenplays, if you can imagine that, and on other creative projects. Of course, additionally, spending time with friends and family was what I cherished always. People are very curious. They always want to know what happened during filming of Friends. Are there any behind the scenes moments from Friends that you'd like to share? There's a story. It's an untold story that involves a prank war that David Schwimmer and I started. It began with small jokes, but quickly escalated to elaborate setups involving props and costumes. Those moments of play and mischief kept the atmosphere light and fun, even during long shooting days. People also want to know what rewarded me about playing Chandler Bing. Did it change in time? And perhaps they are curious of whether it was always rewarding. But the most rewarding part was making people laugh and bringing joy to their lives. And over time, as I, of course, matured and faced my own personal challenges, the character of Chandler evolved and changed with me, allowing me to explore deeper emotional layers and connect with the audience on a more profound level. You know, sometimes in a process of interviewing for a job, questions that are standard often come out. One of these could be, for example, if you could give advice to your younger self, what would that be? So people giving interviewers can understand if you've matured or understood or have developed. Well, I would tell my younger self to be kinder and more patient with himself. Okay, it's okay to make mistakes. We're human, and it's important to seek help when you need it. I would tell him to embrace the journey and do not be afraid to lean on others for support, as I mentioned before. In terms of a legacy, I'm sure you have thought what it would be, could be. Could you leave a legacy in Hollywood and beyond Hollywood? I can only hope. I can only hope that the legacy is one of resilience, laughter, but compassion as well. I want to be remembered not just for my roles, but for my efforts to help others through their darkest times, and my advocacy for mental health and addiction recovery is really very important. Like I said, off the screen, off television, off sets, I had relationships with my family, and they did shape my career and my life. My family provided a foundation of love and support that was crucial throughout my life and career. Their encouragement helped me pursue my dreams. Their encouragement and understanding helped me navigate through my struggles. The values they instilled in me guided my actions and decisions, both personally and professionally. But my message, my advice, my suggestion is not only limited to those closely around me. I want to convey a message to the world about mental health and addiction from my current perspective now. And it is a simple message. Mental health and addiction are not battles to be fought alone. Reach out, seek support, and never be ashamed of your struggles. There's always hope, and every step taken towards recovery is a victory. Let's continue to break down the stigmas and create a world where compassion and understanding prevails. I truly am blessed to be able to have this opportunity to communicate with you about all of this. I appreciate your love, understanding, compassion, and commitment to these issues. Thank you so much for joining me on this special session. I hope you found it as meaningful and insightful as I did. If you're new to the challenge, I can't get the word challenge out of my mouth. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I invite you to hit that subscribe button and join our growing community here. Don't forget to ring the bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I upload new content. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family who might be able to find it interesting. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences, so please leave a comment below. Your interactions mean a lot and helps to build a vibrant and supportive community. Your support helps us continue to explore these fascinating spiritual journeys together. Thank you again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, take care and stay connected. Bye-bye.